I don't think that's the right link. Good morning. Oh, it is the right place. Good morning. So today is July 31st. It's the last day of the month. And we are creating our concertina accordion pocket journal for August prompts. And then we're there. Nice. All right. I have a few minutes, so I'm just going to hang and wait for everybody to get here. Then I have a few announcements and we will get started. Welcome. I'm not seeing any comments. So that could be on me. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Hi, Valerie, and hi, Jackie. Good morning. We just have a couple minutes more and then we're going to get started. Has anybody put their book together or are you all waiting for me? It's pretty simple. You'll see. We'll look at the little one and then we'll put together our new size here, which is the bigger size for this month. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Ruth Ann. I started very early, Jackie. I'm going to try to start coming on about 5 minutes early and just letting everybody get here. And then I'll come back and start talking at 8. So good. I'm glad you found us. Hi, Palma. Happy day after your birthday. Hi, Arlene. Hi, Julie. Good morning. I think you guys are going to like this book. Hi, Lisa. Yep, I'm waiting for my lead also. Don't always follow me. It's not always the right way. I've already made a couple mistakes on the spine sizes, but we'll figure those out. Or the connection sizes, I guess. I'm not good with numbers. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Pat. Hi, Terry. Hold on a second, you guys. What do you want? I'm gonna go. Oh. Right here. Coming right back to himself.
Yeah.
There you go. It's right there. Hey, I can't have you under there, Woody. Come on. Hi, Denise. Hi, Pat. Hi, Mary Lynn and Shari. All right. Sorry, I had to get my husband a check. So let's get started. I'm sorry. Okay. So we're creating our journal for the Sunshine Girls month. And let me show you the sample, and then let me show you all the parts and pieces, and we'll go from there. Okay. This is the sample that we did a couple years ago. What does it say? 2022. And it's an accordion book, but it's a little bit different because instead of just a basic, I have to see. Oh, instead of just the basic accordion book, we're folding the pages up to create pockets. And then on the backside, you can create more pockets if you want. You can have little flips or flaps. You can create belly bands. We'll figure that out as we go, although I did give you the directions on how to cut all the pockets. Okay, so that is the book. That's what it looks like. But ours is going to be this size. So instead of that size, it's going to end up being this bigger book. Hi, Karen and Penny. Okay, so did I miss anybody? Hi, Pamela and Laura, Z, Denise. Okay, so here we go. So I gave you guys these instructions. They're in the guide number 1 for the accordion book this month. So it says I'm doing mine larger this time, so here are the measurements. Now, that being said, I'm really bad with numbers, so some of my measurements could be off. So it's good that you guys waited till today because we may have to correct a few things. For sure, we have to correct my these strips. Those are too long, but it's all right because we can snip those off as we go. Hi, Jennifer and Sammy and Janice and Valerie. Hang on a sec. Well, I guess I can't do that. All right. I was just trying to figure something out there. So for our pages, you're going to want 6 or more if you want to do the weekends. I am not doing weekends. So our pages are 8 by 8.5. Okay. So you're cutting 6 8 by 8.5. I cut mine out of cardstock because you want your book pages to be a little bit thicker. You don't want them flimsy and bending or falling apart or whatever. So cardstock works. Then you're going to score at 4 inches on the 8th side. So if you have a scoreboard, it's real easy. If you don't, it's not so easy. It's going to take a little bit of time. So on your scoreboard, you're going to put it on the 8-inch side and you're going to score it at 4 inches. Make sure you can see that. The 8-inch side and score it at 4 inches. Okay. We're going to do that in a minute. Hi, Donna and Sandy. Then you're going to cut 8.5 by 1 inch strips, which is where I made the mistake. One of many. Because see, they're too tall. Hang on a sec. Let me message that person and tell them I am busy. but hopefully I come back here in a second. I am back. Yes, it was a phone call because I did find out last night that I cannot do not disturb with StreamYard. So even though I can block calls from calling in the morning on my phone, I cannot do it with StreamYard. So Facebook allows me to do that, but not StreamYard. So anytime a call comes through, it's going to go black. So it's 1 hour that we do class, and I don't get very many calls. That was a spam call. So I had to go back to StreamYard, close out, and come back in. So you're going to have that little pocket of black. Uh, and it could happen again if I get another call, but nobody ever calls me except 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so apologies. I cannot fix that. So where were we? Oh, yeah, these strips. I had you cut them at 8.5 inches by 1 inch wide. But you really don't need them at 8.5. You need them at whatever this height is. So if you want to pre-cut them too. Oh, I can't even read that. 6 3/4. But it might be easier to just cut them to 8.5, and then we'll snip them like I did earlier when I put this first group of pages together. So let's go back. So I say just go ahead and cut them to 8.5 by 1 inch. And then we're going to score these as well, these thin strips. Then you're going to cut 6 plus 3 3/4 by 1 3/4 strips for the pockets on the back side. But I'm not going to do that yet because let's look at the back side again here. I should not keep tying this because I need to keep opening it. Because here we did a belly band, here we did a pocket that matches the tag, here we did a flip, here we did a side pocket, here we did a vellum pocket. So I think on the back, I'm not going to add my pockets, right? This one didn't even have a pocket. This one had a side pocket. Here's a belly band again. This one had a flip up and a flip sideways. So do you know what I mean? I don't even know what this one does. Oh, it looks like it's a key tag from a hotel. So anyway, that's that. Okay. So those are the pockets for the backside if you want to cut them ahead of time. Then your page cards that you're going to be doing your art on are this size. 3.5 by 6.5. I cut mine out of several different kinds of paper. I've got some cardstock, some cold press and hot press watercolor paper, and some mixed media paper. So I've got lots of different types. I also cut some smaller in case I wanted to mat those on another piece of paper, like, for example, this. Like, let's say I just wanted to put a mat around it. You can cut them smaller, right? But I would start with the large size. We can always cut them down. These were cut on accident, so I'm not throwing them away. All right, so that's what you need to cut for the book itself. Now for the cover and the back cover, you're going to cut chipboard or any cardboard off a food box, like a cracker, cereal, or whatever box. You're going to cut 2 pieces. I'm using chipboard. That's not very thick. I wish I had had some thicker, but I do not. But that's all right. You want 2 pieces that are 4 1/4 by 7 1/4. You're going to cut 2 pieces to cover and create your cover. So then you're cutting 2 of whatever scrapbooky painted paper, solid color paper that you want. I decided to go with this text, even though it's going to be up and down rather than this direction, horizontal. I cut it wrong, but that's okay. So we're going to cut those to cover our cover. You'll see in a minute. So you're going to cut 2 pieces. Oh, I'm going to have to go get ribbon. I'm going to have to take a quick stop here and go get ribbon. Cut 2 pieces for your cover to create your cover that are 8.5 by 5.5 is about what I did. So you have a little bit over a half an inch all the way around. And then you want ribbon or something to tie with. I did a yard of each of these 3, and I really like that. It's hard to tie. Hold on. It's hard to tie because you've got to grab all 3 at one time and tie a bow, but I like it. So approximately a yard. And I'm going to have to run downstairs in a few minutes and get some ribbon. And it's your choice of colors. Somebody asked me what colors we're doing. If you look at the Sunshine Girls drawings, they're every color in the rainbow. So one day we may do one like for the prompts that we have. There's a mushroom fairy, a woodland fairy, a baby fairy. So it depends on what colors we choose to do that. For your book, it could be whatever you want. So I just did brown. Page cards should be white or on cardstock or thicker paper to draw on. Okay. So let's score some of the pages before I go down and grab ribbon. So the idea is that you're going to have a score on the side that's 8 inches at 4 inches or in half. It's got to be scored in half. Then you're going to flip your paper this way, and you're going to, I actually flipped it this way and score at 1.5 inches. I'm sorry, at 1 3/4 inches. That's right. 1 3/4 inches. So let's just do those because I've only done one. I'm using my scoreboard, which is a Martha Stewart scoreboard, and she doesn't make them anymore, but somebody does. I think it's the Score Pal company. I don't know. There might be American Crafts might have one. So we're going to score it. I'll bring this down so you can see at 4 inches, which is half of our paper. So I'll do all those first. It's easier to do them all at the same time so you get in the habit of doing the right size. And I did 6 pieces, I think, but I'm not sure. And then now you've got those scored at 4 inches, right? So you have 4 inches on this side, 4 inches on this side. Then you're going to flip it, turn it, what is that, 90 degrees? I don't know. And then make your pockets 1 3/4 inches. So that score going that direction is for the pocket. You see that? Can you see the score? 1 3/4. 1 3/4. I have to tell myself that, otherwise I will do it at 1.5, which is what I originally had figured it out at. 1 3/4. So you don't need a whole lot of pages because we're going to do front and back. You know, if you want to add more, so be it. Add more. So then what's going to happen is those strips that you cut are going to act as a binder for your 2 cards, 2 pages next to each other. Okay. But what I like to do before that is I like to just go through and score everything. I mean, we've already scored it, but take a burnishing tool and fold it all and burnish it down real nice and neat. The first one is going to fold up like this because it's going to get glued to your cover. Okay. You're welcome, Sandy. So that's going to fold up. The next one's going to fold under, and this one's going to fold up. So your first is going to look like a W or a mountain and valley. So this is your valley. This is your mountain. This is your valley. Okay. So your next one is going to attach to here. So you're going to take it. It's flat. So we want to remember, score it, or we already scored it. So fold it and burnish it. Fold it and burnish it. And the burnishing just gets everything nice and crisp. Okay. Now for this book, let me just show you guys, for those of you who want to go to your sewing machine. Oh, I just got water everywhere. Oh, I really got water everywhere. Hang on. It went into my watercolor water. Now there's water all over the table. So you could even do these out of white paper. You could paint these pages ahead of time. I think I'm going to move this water. Well, that's wet now, so hang on. Everything got all wet. But we don't want to put glue on wet pages. All right, so normally in an accordion book like this, we would just glue this one to here, back to back, but we're not doing that. We want to create a flat area where you put your other one up to this, like this, right? Well, these look like they got cut a little off, but that's okay. You could put your spine piece. Oh, I have to score these. Hang on. You could put that on the front, but I think it's going to look better on the back side. And I'll show you in a minute. It's also could act as a catch for the cards when you slide them in. So we don't want any lumps or bumps on the front side. So these are 1 inch wide and you're scoring them at 1/2 inch. And I don't remember how many I need. Probably 4 or 5. Not that many, but I can always do more. And these were just cut from the scraps because I started with 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. So if you start with 12 by 12, you're going to have lots of scrap. Dieta says, I'm late. I had a minor crisis, but I'm still here. I have a major crisis every morning. So I understand. Okay, so this one got wet also, but I think I can iron that out. Do you see that lovely bubble from everything getting wet? I think I can take it to the ironing board. My whole table got wet. Nothing we can't fix. Okay, take a drink of water after I spilled water. All right, so let's back up here and look at this. So we've got our pockets folded up and it's in a W, right? So we're going to flip this over and we're going to go on the side that I spilled water on, which is easy to see because it's all bubbly. We're going to back those two up to each other, right? You're going to take one of these pieces that is already scored, and it's too long, so it doesn't matter what direction you put it. What does matter is that you get your glue or your double-sided tape really good on this side and really good on this side, leaving the center without any glue. That matters. And you don't have to put it along the whole thing because we only need 6.5 inches. We don't need 8.5 inches. All right, so now you want to make sure that you sandwich these two pages up really nicely and put this right in the center. And then I flip it over immediately and make sure that I have a tiny little centerpiece, teeny tiny sliver down the center so that it's not exactly butted up to each other. You want to give yourself a tiny sliver so that it folds nicely. Then we're going to cut off this excess. That's why I said it doesn't matter if you cut them longer. It would have mattered had we cut them shorter. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already spots. And you just fold it up again like an accordion. So now you should have a valley, a mountain, a valley, a mountain, and a valley. Good? Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing again. Fold it up, burnish it with a burnishing tool that has gone missing already. I mean, oh, there it is. Shouldn't we cut the middle pocket before putting it together? Nope, you don't have to. I'll show you. I mean, you can if you want, but I'll show you. So here, Jennifer, do you see, because I left a little tiny space there in the middle, your pockets don't go together. You have a little bit of space, but you could add a very slight triangle in the middle here, and we'll do that. I do that anyway to my pockets, and I can't remember, where's the book? Can't remember if we glued these down. Oh, these I stitched. These got stitched on the sewing machine. So yeah, they were a little tight to get stuff in. So we'll just give it a little sliver cut when we're done. Okay. So this one's going to go, we're going to flip the book again. This is my side that's going to get glued to the page. And if you wanted to, I guess, but I haven't ever done this, you could put some pockets on the back and some flat spots on the front, but I like it this way. So you do you. Hi, Maureen. Folding our, I don't know what you would call this piece, a joining piece, a joint. I don't know, but we'll put it there. And try not to get glue again in the middle, which I just did. And of course, I like Fabrifix the best, but if you want to use double-sided tape, you could. Do not, whatever you do, use a glue stick. It is not going to hold up because this is a book that gets opened and closed a lot. Okay, flip it over before it has a chance to dry. This is why I like to use Fabrifix, because you get a chance to scoot everything just a little bit if you need to. That's where I got my glue, so I'm going to try to burnish it out. Okay, so let's count. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 16. And how many days are there in the month that we're going to be doing? Let's put that here so I don't forget. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we have 21 days that are weekdays. If you want to do weekends, you've got to add 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. There are 31 days in August. I guess I could have figured that out, but so I'm not doing 31 days. I'm doing 20, what did I just say? 21 days, I think. We're leaving out weekends. Let's look again. 21 days. So I have, what did I just say? 16? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 16. And I need to have, well, why is this one crooked? Hold on. This one became very crooked. See if I can lift that. Another reason why I like Fabrifix. It allows you to move stuff before it's completely dry. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I do need 6 pages. Okay. Who said that? Rebecca Swayze, what happened? A hinge. Yes, you're correct. It's a hinge. Rebecca said, Lindsay, when I made my accordion book, I flipped the pockets over to the other side as well. So I'd have pockets on both sides. Pockets on one side, flip the pockets to the back, pockets to the front, flip the pockets to the back. Oh, I see. I get it. Not what I'm doing, but I'm glad that that's what you did, Rebecca. You do you. I'll do it this way. Both ways will work. Okay, so we're going to flip it again. We have 2 more pages and 2 more hinges to put on. Yeah, Donna's going to rewatch and start and stop the video. Just remember that Facebook deletes these videos sometimes daily, but most of the time every 30 days. But I've found in a couple of the classes that they just go away daily. So you can find it on YouTube as well if you need it. And we're going to pull this apart just ever so slightly. Okay. Probably easier if I cut these all at the same time, but there we go. I don't know why my book is not pushing together correctly. Look at how crooked it is. It was that one right there. Oh well. Not much I can do about it. It's a little crooked. Okay. And that. I wonder if they're just scoring wrong or something. But once they start going crooked, they're going to continue to go crooked. So what are you going to do? I'm going to put one on this other side, try to correct it a bit. But, you know, I'm far from perfect. So are my books. Far from perfect. Okay. But we can cover up all the flaws. All right. Wonder if it's easier. Let's try this. Wonder if it's easier if you put that on first and put this where you want it. Maybe that's better. Do it from the front and not from the back. And then go right up to your score line. That's probably where I made the mistake earlier. Okay. I think if you want it to be perfectly perfect, you need to have a better paper cutter than what I have. And I don't have a really good paper cutter, so you'd have to have one that's much fancier than mine. But again, I don't really mind that happens. So here's the problem. I folded it wrong because I'll show you in a sec. You want to have a valley first and then a mountain. You want to have a valley here because that's going to go onto your cover. And you want a valley here because that's going to go onto your back cover. So let's count and make sure I'm okay. If I'm not, I can always add 2 in one pocket. We've done that before. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 22, right? If all goes well. Okay, I'm going to let you guys catch up. I'm going to go get my ribbon. and I'll be right back. If you have any questions, ask each other. Okay. Debbie says late this morning, but I stopped by the office and got a tardy slip. Atta girl. Okay, give me a moment. I'm going to go get ribbon. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my ribbon. Sorry. I didn't want it as dark as that other because my cover is going to be much lighter. I probably should have done one dark brown, but that's okay. I can always color it. Let's do our cover. So if we have a front cover and a back cover, and those pieces were some size, they were 4¼ by 7¼ You don't lose 2 pages when you glue them to the cover. You'll see. You'll see. It's the way you fold it, Susie. Hang in there. We'll get it. I promise. So your cover needs to be, of your chipboard, is 4¼ by 7¼ And then the pieces to cover your cover, your pretty pieces, are 8½ by 5½ You need to have them bigger. So that's going to be my cover. And I can always cover it up. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to use today. So this is what I ended up with. Yesterday I had a polka dot paper. And I can always add that as a matte on the cover if I want to use it. Or I could add a bright color. It doesn't really matter. So you could even have done a solid color. Oh, look, there's washi tape on the back. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to take it off. All right. Let's glue this one down. What is Jennifer saying? Oh, did I count wrong? 12 plus 12 is 24, so you have 24 pages. Oh, right, because it has to have, I'll show you why. I just can't count. Don't, I'm sorry. Okay, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to miter your corners. So you're going at an angle. You don't want to go all the way to the tip of the chipboard, but you want to go almost to the tip of the chipboard. We'll recount the pages in a minute. Don't freak out. If you have one too many or one too few, then we'll fix it. We haven't glued anything together yet, so it's all right. Okay. What was the question about the covers? Hold on, maybe I goofed. Did I goof? Let's look. Hold tight. I don't understand why the covers are less than what you're covering. I don't think that's true. cover is bigger than what I'm covering. Do you see that? It's not less, it's bigger. Except for this one that's totally crooked. Does that make sense, Linda? Okay, well, let's continue. If I made a mistake, we can fix it. You're just going to fold all these up and over. Okay. If for some reason you have a spot where you need to cover the corner, you're going to take one of these triangles and put it inside. I think I have successfully cut my mitered corners right, so I don't need that. We'll see if that happened on the next one. Okay. Did that make sense, Linda? I mean, I hope so. Sorry, I'm trying to go very slow and not get involved in singing and conversation. Just take care of covering the book. This is why you need a burnishing tool. You don't have to have a big stick, but a burnishing tool of some kind works. A spoon, a butter knife, all that kind of stuff will work great. And like I say, again and again, I am not a perfect person, and numbers aren't my thing, and this may or may not be right. Yeah, somebody taught me that tip a long time ago, Karen, with the triangle for the corners. If your corners aren't the correct size. And by cutting this a little bit bigger than your chipboard, you don't have to have another piece to cover this part of the chipboard. Does that make sense? I'll show you in a sec. So now by doing it a little bit bigger, you could even go bigger if you wanted to, but you don't really need to. So what's going to happen now is this is going to fit right in there. See that? And I'm going to have a lovely, totally crooked book here that I'm going to try to fix before we get going. So let's do the second side. Crooked or not, I'm doing this book. Oh, I forgot to fold these up first. It's easier to fold them up first before you put the glue to kind of score them, especially if you have a really heavy cardstock like this is. Just putting lots of glue up to the edges here because you for sure don't want these areas to pull up, any of them. You could also put the triangle on top of your piece, like this. If you didn't like your corner, you could put that there. But it doesn't bother me. Because, again, with the perfection thing, far from perfect. Okay. And then this one. Let's see, this one, you can see right there that I've got a little bit of chipboard showing. So I am going to take a triangle and I'm just going to glue it down. Only because I don't want any of the chipboard showing at all. And I could put it under here if I could lift that up. But I did kind of burnish it down really well, so I'm just going to fudge it and put it like that. And nobody's going to know the difference, right? Just you and me. My pages will cover my first page or my last page will cover it up. I didn't really need it, but we did it. All right. So now we have a cover and a back cover or whatever. Back cover, front cover. Okay. Your book is going to go like this and like this. So this is going to glue down there. This is going to glue down there. So let's look at the little book again one more time. So you're going to tie, you're going to tie the ribbon this way. So all the ribbon has to get glued to the back cover in the center and the back cover in the center. That's the only place it gets glued. The rest is not attached. So if you don't want to add a ribbon to it, you don't have to. You could leave it like this with no ribbon, or you could just tie a ribbon around the book when you're done. So I'm going to take a quick minute here to see if I can fix the spot where it got crooked. I don't think I can, but it's right here. Aha. And I don't think I can fix that, but I can trim that. That little bit made me crazy. Nope, now it's right here. So this has to fold back that. Let's see if I can refold it. Well, it's still bad, but that's okay. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is, this is gonna be my back cover. This one I like better for the front cover, I think. I don't think it matters. I'm being really weird right now. Okay, so then you're gonna take your yard of ribbons, whether you have 1 or 3, and this is my back, right? I gotta find the center. So you just kind of double over your ribbons and find the center, and that's gonna glue here, right in the center. I have 3 ribbons, so they're gonna get glued down 3 times. If you need to pencil in where your center is, then far be it from me to tell you no. Go right ahead if you need it to be perfect. So I'm doing 1 layer of glue, 1 layer of ribbon. Can you cut it apart and put a new hinge? Oh, I probably could, but I'm not going to. And a belly band around the whole book would be super cute, Denise. But again, that's not what I'm doing here. Because I kind of really, once I pulled that book out to show somebody, I really liked it, and I just want to do it again. But I wanted to do it bigger. All right. So my ribbons are on, but before they fray, I'm going to tie knots in the end of them. And then we will, like, you could have all kinds of things here. You could add beads and charms and all kinds of extra goodies. But I'm doing it pretty straight. Couldn't sleep last night, so I started cleaning my shower, and it's not coming as clean as I would like, so that's the project for the day. Re-cleaning the shower. It's a mess. I always clean the house when I can't sleep. And if I'm mad or sad or anything but happy, I clean the house. Some part of it or all parts of it. Oh, see, it started fraying there. I'm going to cut that at an angle to keep it from fraying a bit. Probably not going to help it too totally much. Okay, we're almost done, you guys. It was pretty easy, right? Did you think it was pretty easy? So now we've got the ribbons on the back cover inside. So if you folded your book right, which we have a flat one here that is a valley, a mountain, 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 and then last a valley. Your last page of the valley is just going to get glued. Well, let's just do it. And my book is going to stay crooked. I have resigned myself to that crookedness. I got lots of glue here. You want to go good in your corners, good on your edges, good in the center. And you're just going to kind of center this the best you can. It looks like I have a little more on the top than I do on the sides, but it's totally crooked, so I'm not going to make that a big deal. I am going to try to fix the crookedness, but apparently I can't. Hold on. Okay, well, that's as good as it gets. So now I'm going to burnish this down. Make sure it gets good and burnished over your ribbon because that's kind of slick. Oh, and you guys, this is not Sorry Silk. This is seam binding from Snug Hug at Zipper Stop. Let me see. Hang on a second. I don't know if Carmen's here. Not that she has to be here. Zipper Stop. Okay. Let me get to the ribbon. Seam binding. So it's zipperstop.com and you want to buy seam binding if you're looking for what I'm using. I don't think we can put links up anymore. We cannot, but you can copy and paste that if you want to get to Zipperstop. The fun thing about this is if I decide not to keep it this color, we can color this with watercolor and we can also crunch it up. If you haven't ever done that before, raise your hand. And we can make some. Not today. Today is just the book. And I'm going to go leave and finish cleaning my shower. All right. So I don't line this up with the pages as much as I do with the book, especially because my pages were crooked. So I just kind of tap it down and get it the same on every side. You know what I mean? Because I want the cover to be successful. I don't know what you call it. I want it to look matchy-matchy. And then you have tons of ribbon here. It looks like you have way too much. But what's going to happen is this. So let's put our cards in, but like here I added a charm, here I added some ribbon, here I added a little flower, ribbon, a pocket, a bunch of little things. You know what I mean? So it's going to get full and puffy. So let's add our cards and count and pray as we count that we did it right. Oh, well, we got to fix our pockets. I forgot about that part. But I don't think I'm going to glue my pockets down yet. I'll show you why. I'm just leaving them flapping up because honestly, that doesn't bother me. If you want to if you want to seal your pockets down, you can. So I don't even think I'm going to cut them here. Whoever was asking me if I was going to cut my pockets, I don't think so. I honestly think I'm just going to leave them like this, kind of flapping in the wind. And then if I want to, I can just glue here and here, but I don't need to cut in the center because the way these are, the way this is opening now, it works really well. All right, so I got watercolor cards and mixed media cards. We can decorate this part later. Let's flip it. I'm not going to put my pages in here, but I just want to make sure that I have enough. So see, I could even glue this down in here if I wanted to. We could put a belly band like this, and then it could slide out of the belly band. You know what I mean? I don't think I am going to put those there. Let's go back and count. Now's a good time to count when it's all put together. The ribbons are definitely going to get in your way for a while. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this could be a title pocket, right? So that makes it 11. I'm just going to do extras, I guess. So what did I have? 12. So then I'm going to make a title, which is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And that's right. It worked out because of the way this is on the back side. Oh my gosh, it is so crooked. Don't look at how crooked it is. So if we do one title card, I'm just counting one more time to make sure I'm correct. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Flip the whole thing. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Hallelujah. That's all I'm going to say is hallelujah. I'm going to tie this up. Oh, and my cover, I'll decorate in some way. And what I think I want to do, and I might even do it today, is I might want to stitch a Sunshine Girl little stitchery. But look at how much you have left here. It's really not going to be that much when you're all done, because let's look at this one. And if you don't like all the extra ribbons, I'll show you how to curl them at the end. But this, I mean, I like it. I like the long ribbons. If you don't, yeah, there's only 21 days that we're doing because there's only 21 weekdays. Let's go back and check for Charlene. So we did weekdays only. So we start tomorrow with a flower fairy. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. It's 21 weekdays because we're only doing weekdays. If you want to do weekends, then you have to add 31 total. I'm not doing weekends. And so, like, for example, if I want to do a frozen fairy and I don't want to do a jailbird fairy, I'll just swap out a weekend fairy for a weekday fairy. And they may not all be fairies anyway, because I definitely want some Sunshine Girl girls. You know what I mean? But the prompts were created by Wendy Cole, and she got them into me late, which is no fault of hers. I'm not faulting her for that. I just wasn't sure I was going to see them. So I went ahead and decided that we were going to do Sunshine Girls. And then miraculously, what she had been working on all along were fairies. So we can put our fairies with our Sunshine Girls. So like tomorrow could be a flower fairy Sunshine Girl. Get it? What time is it? 8:55. That is lovely. So tomorrow I'm going to look for a page on how to put a sunshine girl together. Otherwise, I will draw one up for you guys to use. So like the head is a circle, the body is a triangle, the arms are rectangles. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to practice today, you could practice doing sunshine girls, but we will, the basic shape of them is very simplistic. It's the detail that is really the important part. Okay? I'm going to turn this camera around really quick. Well, if I can, I guess I'll have to hold it. How do I turn the camera around? I cannot. So we'll do it this way. This way? Am I there? Hold on. Let's see if it needs to go up or down or, well, I guess I'm there. I just, I haven't slept all night. I look kind of crazy. So I've been thinking a lot about getting off of social media. I've been thinking a lot about not doing these classes anymore. I've been thinking a lot about not doing any classes. I've been thinking a lot about completely retiring and being there for Atticus to take him to school and pick him up if he needs me. And I'm almost to that place where I've decided to do that. So I wanted to let you guys know, I haven't decided yet, but this might be our last month of doing this. I'll come on and do it every now and then. And we might do a class every now and then. But I just think I really need to scale it back. And I know that's going to make a lot of you guys really sad because we do this every morning. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll get through this month of Sunshine Girls and then we'll see what happens. All right. So I love you guys so much. And I'm going to try to keep it civil with myself and just move on. So we'll see what happens. All right. Let's have fun this month and do Sunshine Girls, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay. Bye. I'm flipping the camera. Bye.